Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic: what IoT's song will always be a banger. This is going to be a great playlist. This will help me study for my exams. Share the link. Bulls on Parade, Rage Against the Machine. Wow wow waka wow wow waka waka waka. Come with it now. Sabotage by Beastie Boys. Also proud title holder of the greatest music video of all time. They perfectly captured that 70/80th cop show vibe in that video. My number one video. Ties with big knots. Sliding over hood of patrol car to get in faster. Unmarked car now in a chase and using magnetic police light on top. Constant conflict between the detective and his boss. Almost every 80s cop movie has those trays. Did I miss any? Harvey Danger flagpole sitter. I'm not sick but I'm not well. They cut off my legs now I'm an amputee goddamn you. Regulate Warren G and Nate Dogg. On a cool, clear night, typical to Southern California, Warren G travels through his neighborhood, searching for women with whom he might initiate sexual intercourse. He has chosen to engage in this pursuit alone. Nate Dogg, having just arrived in Long Beach, seeks Warren. On his way to find Warren, Nate passes a car full of women who are excited to see him. Regardless, he insists to the women that there is no cause for excitement. Warren makes a left turn at 21st Street and Lewis Avenue, in the East Hill /Salt Lake neighborhood, 6, where he sees a group of young men enjoying a game of dice together. He parks his car and greets them. He is excited to find people to play with, but to his chagrin, he discovers they intend to relieve him of his material possessions. Once the hopeful robbers reveal their firearms, Warren realizes he is in a less than favorable predicament. Meanwhile, Nate passes the women, as they are low on his list of priorities. His primary concern is locating Warren. After curtly casting away the strumpets, whose interest in Nate was such that they crashed their automobile, he serendipitously stumbles upon his friend, Warren G, being held up by the young miscreants. Warren, unaware that Nate is surreptitiously observing the scene unfold, is in disbelief that he's being robbed. The perpetrators have taken jewelry and a name-brand designer watch from Warren, who is so incredulous that he asks what else the robbers intend to steal. This is most likely a rhetorical question. Observing these unfortunate proceedings, Nate realizes that he may have to use his firearm to deliver his friend from harm. The tension crescendos as the robbers point their guns to Warren's head. Warren senses the gravity of his situation. He cannot believe the events unfolding could happen in his own neighborhood. As he imagines himself in a fantastical escape, he catches a glimpse of his friend, Nate. Nate has 17 cartridges to expend, 16 residing in the pistol's magazine, with a solitary round placed in the chamber and ready to be fired, on the group of robbers, and he uses many of them. Afterward, he generously shares the credit for neutralizing the situation with Warren, though it is clear that Nate did all of the difficult work. Putting congratulations aside, Nate quickly reminds himself that he has committed multiple homicides to save Warren before letting his friend know that there are females nearby if he wishes to fornicate with them. Warren recalls that it was the promise of copulation that coaxed him away from his previous activities, and is thankful that Nate knows a way to satisfy these urges. Nate quickly finds the women who earlier crashed their car on Nate's account. He remarks to one that he is fond of her physical appeal. The woman, impressed by Nate's singing ability, asks that he and Warren allow her and her friends to share transportation. Soon, both friends are driving with automobiles full of women to the East Side Motel, presumably to consummate their flirtation in an orgy. The third verse is more expository, with Warren and Nate explaining their G-funk musical style. Nate displays his bravado by claiming that individuals with equivalent knowledge could not even attempt to approach his level of lyrical mastery. There follows a brief discussion of the genre's musicological features, with special care taken to point out that in said milieu the rhythm is not in fact the rhythm, as one might assume, but actually the bass. Similarly, the bass serves a purpose closer to that which the treble would in more traditional musical forms. Nate goes on to note that if any third party smokes as he does, they would find themselves in a state of intoxication daily. From Nate's other works, it can be inferred that the substance referenced is marijuana. Nate concludes his delineation of the night by issuing a vague threat to busters, suggesting that he and Warren will further regulate any potential incidents in the future, presumably by engaging their enemies with small arms fire. Snoop Dogg Gin and Juice. This and Biggie hypothesis. Drive. Do thigh but G thag. Warren G regulate. All have a lot of similarities, but Hypothesis has the best intro to make a drunken dance floor go nuts. I used to DJ mostly for an art school crowd. Next to Keela's Milkshake, Hypothesis is the best 90s banger at 2 am. Edit, Milkshake is early 00s so doesn't count. Regulators. Mount up. Song 2 Blur. Enter Sandman Metallica. Paranoid / push it garbage. Some body once told me the world is gonna blow me. 9 Inch Nails Closer, NSFW. It's a banger until someone decides to censor it for some reason. I remember one of the EA Sports Fight Night games had a Dipset song as the main track. When you started the game, half the goddamn thing was censored. It was like Mike Myers in Wayne's World ordering at that drive-through speaker. https www.youtube.com. Killing in the Name of Rage. Becoming Partera. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. My brother got this CD taken away from him for that line. My dad thought it was making him disrespectful. I did what any college-aged older sister would do. I got my brother a new copy of the CD. California Love by Tupac Shaker and Drive. Duh. Hate that Spotify don't have the original version of that song. The original version is on the Best of 2 PAC Part 1 on Spotify. No Diggity by Blackstreet. An overwhelming surplus of diggity. By no means an average amount of diggity. Nirvana Come As You Are. And Lithium. And Smells Like Teen Spirit. And Heart-Shaped Box. Foo Fighters Everlog. Sudgadi Spoomer. I always forget how much I love Sudgadi until I remember a song by them and go down that rabbit hole again. Listened to Blow Up the Outside World the other day and ended up listening to Sudgadi for the next couple of hours. Fell on a Black Days is my favorite. I hear you, man. To me Everlog will always be one of the 2 best songs ever written. Everlog was the source of the first realizatio I had, years ago, that my marriage was failing or had failed. It was my birthday and I was driving somewhere with her and the song came on. I said, oh, I love this song, and turned it up, not cranked but a good oh yeah great song volume. It got about 3/4 of the way through the first chorus when she mashes the power button and complained something like that just sounds like noise to me. How narcissistic do you have to be to, on someone's birthday, not be able to sit through 3.5 minutes of amazingness even if it's not your personal favorite genre, and smash the song off then complain about it after like it was a personal affront by me. It was an event that pushed me towards realizing that the roommates who have a laugh together sometimes and occasionally have sex situation we were in wasn't the best I could do in life. Whenever I hear the song now I have a twinge of sadness for how long it took me to figure that out. But if I hadn't I never would have met my current wife and I wouldn't be a stepdad to an awesome little boy, so it all worked out. He's gonna love that song. His solo performance at Wembley is one of the greatest live performances I've ever watched. Can I Kick It? A Tribe Called Quest. Edit. Holy shit, was not expecting all those likes. I'm new to Reddit and feel humbled. Yes you can. Basket Case by Green Day. The entire Dookie album was IoT's bangers. That and Smash plus Americana by The Offspring. Ash, it's time to relax. And you know what that means. A glass of wine, your favorite easy chair. And of course this compact disc playing and your home stereo. So go on, indulge yourself. That's right, kick off your shoes, put your feet up. Lean back and just enjoy the melodies. After all, music soothes even the savage beasts. Jake, so, do you recognize any of these men? Witness, I was hiding in the bathroom stall, so I didn't see his face. But I heard him. He was singing along to the music at the bar. Jake, do you remember what he was singing? Witness, I think it was that song, I Want It That Way. Jake, Backstreet Boys. I'm familiar. Okay. Presses intercom, number 1, could you please sing the opening to I Want It That Way? Number 1, really? Okay. Singing, You Are My Fire. Jake, number 2, keep it going. Number 2, The One Desire. Jake, number 3. Number 3, Believe When I Say. Jake, number 4. Number 4, I Want It That Way. Jake, singing, Tell Me Why. Suspects, Ain't Nothing But a Heartache. Jake, tell me why. Suspects, ain't nothing but a mistake. Jake, still singing, now number 5. Number 5, I never want to hear you say. Suspects, I want it that way. Jake, chills. Literal chills. Witness, it was number 5. Number 5 killed my brother. Jake, oh my god, I forgot about that part. TL, Doctor, I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys. One of the best cold opens in the history of TV. And Brooklyn 99 had the best cold opens of any show ever. Consistently amazing.